Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we look ahead to college football week 8. And Kevin Rogers with you alongside Brian Edwards. And Brian has been on fire in these videos. We've been focusing mostly on SEC throughout the first few weeks of this video. And Brian, so far on the season, he has gone 10-3 in the SEC, also picked a winner with BYU Houston over last Friday, so we'll make him 11-3. And last Saturday, he hit the Alabama-Georgia over. Also, he had the South Carolina Gamecocks as a home dog as they beat Auburn for the first time since joining the SEC. And his only loss was Ole Miss Arkansas. He had the over in that one. That game stayed under, but still Brian has been on fire in these videos. And since there's only a few SEC games this week, we're going to look at one SEC best bet and a few other best bets from Brian. So now we bring Brian in. And Brian, so far, great job on the picks. Let's get right to it. And your first pick from the SEC, it's actually a first half play as Alabama looks to stay undefeated as they head to Knoxville to take on Tennessee.
Yeah, so here we are Wednesday, and we've got Circa Sports listing Alabama's minus 12 in the first half. So I'm all about that. Now, I also want to add, if later in the week you can get Alabama minus 7 or fewer in the first quarter, I recommend that as well. Mac Jones is playing terrific, 78.3 completion percentage, 12-2 TDI and T ratio. Najee Harris, 6.0 yards per carry, 11 rushing touchdowns. And this trio of wide receivers is just ridiculous with their speed. Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, and Mechie. They've given 9 touchdowns together, and this offense is just absolutely dynamite. Tennessee is not going to be able to stop it. You talk about a fan base in meltdown mode and how quickly things change. You know, Tennessee went to halftime in Athens with a 4-point lead, momentum after that goal line stand. They had won 8 games in a row. And then in the span of 6 quarters, the program just falls completely apart. The fan base wants to prove it out. And they're in a tough spot because they're probably going to hand over the QB duties to the true freshman quarterback, but they don't want to do that this week. So I would imagine they're going to start Garantano again, who the fan base is heavily fatigued of. I don't really want to play minus 21 because Alabama's defense is just so hit or miss right now. But I think jumping out to the big lead, minus 12 first half, and if you can get minus 7 first quarter, I think that's the way to go. Alabama's offense will be explosive in the first half, but I kind of worry about them, kind of like they were against Missouri in the late third or in the fourth. Just kind of, I worry about them hitting the brakes and maybe the back door being open. So Alabama minus 12 in the first half.
All right, so let's take a look at a few other games outside of the SEC. And in the ACC, Georgia Tech, after they were completely trampled by Clemson last week at home, they hit the road to Chestnut Hill to take on Boston College, who so far has played very well in the ACC. They beat Pittsburgh as a home underdog, but now the Eagles a home favorite against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think Boston College is the best bet on the board this week. I made Boston College a 10-point favorite. Look, if you didn't watch the BC at Virginia Tech game last week, it was an extremely misleading final score. Vatek was only up 17-14 with 4 minutes left in the third. But then Pitt just had turnovers galore, 3 fumbles that set Virginia Tech up for short, quick drives, touchdown drives. But I was watching Alabama, Georgia, and FSU, North Carolina. I wanted to puke when I saw the box score. BC had a 24-23 edge in first downs. Vatek only had a 461 to 435 advantage in total offense. Phil Jurkovec, the transfer from Notre Dame quarterback, continues to play extremely well. He did have 2 interceptions, but he also had 345 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. They've got one of the best receivers in the ACC in Zay Flowers, and they got one of the best tight ends in the nation in Hunter Long, who just through 5 games has 35 catches for 416 yards and 3 touchdowns. BC's 3-2, both straight up and against the spread. The only other loss was 26-22 to North Carolina. in a game where they were going for 2 to tie it with 45 seconds left. UNC instead got a pick 6 or a pick 2, because on a 2-point conversion you only get 2. And then, the Jackets are, like you said, off getting trampled. Look, Yellow Jackets true freshman QB Jeff Sims, he's got talent. I think he's got a bright future, and they've just handed over the keys to the offense to him. But he's playing like a true freshman, 6'9", TDI&T ratio. He's on the road here. He'll make mistakes. And BC -3, I think they win by double digits.
And our final game we'll look at, the Mountain West begins. Air Force, who already has played a game, they beat Navy, but the Falcons will take on San Jose State as we see the Big Ten, the Mountain West debuting this weekend, and Brian's got to play on Air Force and San Jose State.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Air Force -7 at San Jose State. Air Force went 11-2 last year. They absolutely pimp slapped Navy 40-7 when Navy had a couple of games under their belt and Air Force did not. And San Jose State went 5-7 last year. They made some money for their backers. They were 8-4 against the spread. But they had a QB in Josh Love who was really good. He had a 22-8 TDI&T ratio. He threw for 3,923 yards. He is gone. And here comes Nick Starkel, a name everyone will be familiar with. Was at A&M initially. Then he could not win the starting job at Arkansas. And now he's on to his third team. So I think there's going to be a downgrade in quarterback for San Jose State. And I do not think they'll be able to stop Air Force's running game. I like the Falcons -7.
So to review Brian's picks for Week 8 in college football, he has Alabama -12 in the first half against Tennessee. He's going to lay the short number with Boston College against Georgia Tech, and he's going to take the Air Force Falcons as a touchdown favorite against San Jose State. And Brian so far 11-3 in these videos on the season. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. For Brian Edwards, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.